Okay, so this is part two of lesson planning, where we left off. So we were talking about integrating that vocab, making it relevant, having this classroom discussion. This discussion as a whole group can go a lot of different ways. One way is to have sort of like a bouncing ball. So whoever has it is it's their right to talk and everybody else is listening. Maybe you have roles and expectations with that. There's a lot of ways you can do it. You could have it as a Paideia seminar. You could have it as a wingman thing where you have desks in the middle and kids are handing sticky notes and you're talking about the subject. But ideally, you want to get kids just talking about content to other kids. It's very important to do, especially if you want them to understand and know it. Another way to do it is a four-corner debate. Have agree, strongly disagree in the four corners of your room, and then give them just different prompts that they could go to and talk about, and they go to the position, and then you maybe have a share out kind of depending on how many kids it is, or you have them turn to people in their position talk, and then have one person share out, and it has to be different each time, or what have you. Um, it's also good to give kids a creative option. So this is something towards the end of the lesson I would have up. Maybe they create their own image for social mobility based on just a couple different political cartoons, whatever. This is at the higher level of the Bloom's taxonomy that create. It could be a couple different things. Maybe it's analyzing a song, or maybe it's creating an Instagram account, or creating a post, or creating just a straight up image that they can draw and kind of articulate, this is what I think it means, this is what social mobility means, this is why it's important. And again, this all goes back to that enduring understanding, so they can start speculating on what's going to happen and predicting, which is very important. And then lastly, for our conclusion, so now that we talked about it, we have a good understanding of the concept. We can now apply it to content. And the content would be our assessment. How do we know that they got it? And that goes into the closure. For this, it's analyzing some documents. The idea here is to scaffold it. So we're starting with something very specific. This is a very specific based question. And then we're going to analyze up. Now we're applying. And we can pull apart. We have graphic organizers that help us kind of process the content. And then we have more right to learn stuff towards the end. Again, some more graphic organizers, some high stakes writing, stuff like this. If you need to, this needs to be modified. This is a lot of reading, a lot of writing for a lot of kids. So maybe you go back through, and then you don't want to take away things, but you want to make it accessible to them. So you could have a read aloud with it. Maybe you're defining vocab as you go. Maybe you're having students circle and write off to the side and just marking the text, do a closed reading of it. But by the end, they should all come to the same conclusion. They should know to what extent that there was mobility in the caste system, and then why that is important. They need to support that with evidence. So they need to apply what they know, and hopefully that gets us back to our objectives, our essential questions, and then our enduring understanding. They know and can define social structure, social class, what the point of it in society was, and then they can apply it to their own relevancy and understanding. And this assessment right here, this right to or high stakes writing, that is something that you can grade and you can judge, do they know it? But you do want to have frequent checks for understanding, and we have them. We have constant talk and check for understanding. You have constant writing. There should be low stakes writing, high stakes writing. We have a low stakes writing, and then we're getting to that mid stakes writing. We have four corner debates. We have kinetic. You just have a lot of different transitions and a lot of different ways that students can tell you that they know the content and that they can keep applying that content at a high level. So hopefully this helps you get an understanding of one way you can do a lesson, and how you can use those unpacking standards, and how everything kind of connects to each other. So that introduction, again, this is the purpose there, is to hook the students, to apply to past knowledge, to make it relevant. And then the body, you're really just, it's the input. And then be conscious of who's doing the work. Is it I'm the teacher doing the work? Is it we, the class, are doing the work? Or is it you, the student? And there's a right and wrong there. Or sorry, no right or wrong there, depending on what you're trying to get out of it. Try to break it apart. Are they talking to a partner? Are they talking in a group? Are they talking to the class? But if students can talk to students about content, that's very important. Same with your closure. When are we, sorry, that class, the analysis, when are we applying content? And to what extent are we getting content? And then where are our accommodations? Always remember, you need to teach to all of your students. And how do you know that they are learning? If you just have one instructional input, that's probably teaching to the middle. All right, so I hope this helps. And if you have any questions, feel free to seek me out and let me know. And have a great day.